Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Madisonville Marine. And the gang at Madisonville Marine want you and yours to have a fun and safe New Year's. 2015 will mark their 39th anniversary. And you don't last that long without delivering great deals and providing the finest customer service in the area. This January, check out Madisonville Marine for yourself. Madisonville Marine since 1976. 411 North in Madisonville. All right, want to welcome in another pair of former Vols here with us today. Former Vol quarterback Dewey Warren, who was, 65 through 67.
You got it.
All right, and we got Mike Stoll back, of course, and right down there, Fuad Reves, place kicker at Tennessee, for All-American place kicker at Tennessee, 81 through 84. Gotcha. All right, guys, appreciate you being here. Just wanted to chat about state of the program. Fuad, you were with us before the season started. I think you were here on the last day of our old set. As a matter of fact, a little bit of an upgrade here. A
little bit.
But
you've got all town now, man.
I like the pocket square, by the way. You've dressed accordingly.
Don't pull it. Chris says don't pull it. Okay? Right. I've got cardboard underneath it.
We got your thoughts. I mean, we talked before the season. What would this team do? What was the state of the program then? They go 6-6 with one of the youngest teams in the country. They didn't have any starters back on the offensive or defensive line. Somehow they managed to make a bowl game. What are you thinking about Tennessee's program right now as it heads into 2015?
Well, I think you got to start with the teachers. The teachers of the program, that's a head coach and that's his underlings. And I think all of them have done a great job. And you see the body language in what happens during the games. You see a lot of the kids hugging their coaches, a lot of guys high-fiving the coaches. You've seen a lot of chemistry that you've never seen before. And that to me is absolutely impressive that you're seeing that right now. So you're seeing that building the momentum because it's got to be done not overnight. It's a long process. And we're 2 years into it. Same coaches are coming back. Same kids are actually coming back also too. And we're seeing a lot of continuity that we have not seen in many years. So I'm very impressed. I'm very grateful and hopeful that we keep that momentum going.
Well, and I think you hit a big point there, and that is it's been so long since Tennessee had been able to say, yeah, we've got the exact same coaching staff back for 2 straight years. I mean, it's been, now you're heading into what you think might be a 3rd straight year with much of the same cast. Dewey, your thoughts on the Tennessee program as you see it today?
From the start of the season, John, we were young. We knew we were going to be young, but there was a lot of improvement from the start to the finish. Hindsight's 20/20. Dobbs comes in, he makes everybody better. It looked like they were trying to throw a drop-back passing game with a young offensive line, and it didn't work. 30 sacks in 6 or 7 games is not very good. But I saw a lot of guys step up, a lot of young guys step up and play, and I think heading into 2015 with other recruits and other kids coming in, I think they're going to be okay. I think they're fine. And like Fiad was saying, the coaches staying together, I think that means a lot.
Mike, you and I talk a lot. You had your doubts when they're making another coaching change. And I remember you went over and heard that first Butch Jones meeting where they got all the lettermen together, and you texted me afterwards and said, yeah, I'd play for this guy. Yeah. You were won over kind of quick on this guy. Where do you stand here 2 seasons later?
I think if you look at the way that he has performed as a coach, he's done a tremendous job. I think Fuad made a good point. You look at South Carolina, they were down. I walked away. I walked away from the screen. I said, okay, it's done. They fought back, and I was told, my wife's, come back, watch them making a comeback. Same thing with Missouri. They fought their way back. He has these kids believing. He's recruiting very well. At the beginning of the season, I looked and said, you got Florida, Missouri, South Carolina. You have to win one of those to be 6-6 and get into a bowl. And they were able to do it against South Carolina. They're moving in the right direction. They got a great coach. I think they've got a coach that knows how to make these players better. I think next year, the bar all of a sudden has jumped up tremendously from what I've seen. I wouldn't go that far, but they are definitely moving in the right direction with consistency and with the attitude in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Tough schedule next year. I know the target for everyone is 8-4, which is certainly achievable, but that's going to be a tough run. But I think you're right. They are certainly, if you're having to draw a line where this program's going, the line's pointing up. There's no question.
And I think if you go into the game and you feel that we have a really good chance of winning the game, I mean, that changes the whole complexity of why we're going to play football. Before it was kind of like, well, we hope to get there. Now it's we have good kids, we have good team, we have good coaching staff, and we point in the right direction. You're seeing coaches coach. We're seeing coaches doing what they're supposed to do. We're seeing kids playing because they're having fun. When was the last time we saw these kids really enjoy themselves? And that's what I'm really excited about.
That's the key, John, having fun.
Exactly.
Having fun, and you want to win, too, and get into a bowl. I think that really helped this whole young group out.
In terms of recruiting the bowl game, obviously fans want to win the thing, but I think win it, lose it, it's still a nice boost to your recruiting that you were able to make that bowl game. You were able to show progress from year 1 to year 2. I think that moving in towards signing day, getting that bowl game, we're going to look back in hindsight and say, God, that was a huge gift.
Yeah, no program stays on the same bar. You either getting better or getting worse.
Yeah, I think the other thing is he's doing a good job following up on a great recruiting year last year, and he's got these kids saying, "Look, you come in, I'm going to play you. You're not going to sit behind anybody." So he's still continuing to build that momentum.
And going to a bowl game, John, you want to win. You don't go just to have a good time. Yeah, you have a good time and do all the things, but when it's time to play, you want to win because that'd be 7-6.
Yeah. That would be the first winning season since what, 2009? Lane Kiffin's last year, or only year. Lane Kiffin's first. Lane Kiffin's
the
first
Lane Kiffin era.
All right. When we come back, we're going to be joined by our defensive line: Daniel Hood, Chris Wampler, J.J. Surlis. Come on back to the Sports Source. Plenty more bowl stuff, Tennessee stuff coming your way on the Sports Source.